I posted the entirety of our messages with receipts on my Twitter account. The world can see it. So it's completely baseless. There was no threats. I just wanted I think the bigger question is, why did a blogger, as Hank Brennan calls me, why did I get to speak with the plow driver before Michael Proctor did?
All right, so there are many theories and opinions about this blogger out there, but maybe we should just narrow in on the question he asked there, Michael. Why was it that state police didn't talk to Lucky so long after this event happened, and certainly after the blogger did?
Well, because of the incredible sloppiness of this investigation, virtually from the time that John O'Keefe is found on that front lawn. There's no real excuse to not have checked the municipal records to see when the streets were plowed and to try and contact the driver to get whatever information they would have. Look, we also know that there was a ring camera across the street that one of the detectives didn't even bother to look at because he knew the scope of that camera. It's almost impossible to excuse the sloppiness of this investigation.
You were aware at the time that Deputy Chief Keleher's house was adorned with a Ring video camera just over the front door, facing out toward the street and facing across the street, which would be facing 34 Fairview.
That's 34, okay. Let's park right here.
And you're aware that those are motion-activated cameras designed for security to capture images of things that may be going on outside the home.
Look at that one. 130. It's got a ring right there.
Did you seek to secure any footage from that Arlo camera from Deputy Chief Keleher?
I did not.
Did you talk to Deputy Chief Keleher about that footage?
I don't remember specifically.
Did you ask him whether or not he had reviewed the footage for a determination whether or not it caught any of the incident that may have occurred at or around 34 Fairview on January 29th, the early morning hours of January 29th?
I don't know if I did. I know it would not have.
This is astounding. Look how close that is. It's right there.
How do you know it would not have?
Because I know what that camera captures.
I can even put my camera up there and see the view.
Yeah. Like that's the view it would have gotten.
That's the exact view.
Wow.
How do you know what that camera captures?
Because I've picked up packages for Deputy Chief Keleher in the past. I know it captures his doorstep and a portion of the front lawn.
There are two major problems with Sergeant Gallagher's testimony. First, modern security cameras are equipped with extremely wide-angle lenses, also known as fish eyes, designed to capture as much of the surrounding area as possible. Second, the camera is mounted with only a slight downward angle, meaning it would still capture broad horizontal and vertical views. Together, these facts seriously undermine any claim that the camera couldn't have seen relevant activity. The whole point of having a security camera is to see who's at your doorstep. And if it's angled to see that, then it would also be able to see the street behind them.
So you've reviewed the Arlo footage from his iPhone?
He's just sent me a picture. Can I pick up when he's been on vacation, can I pick up a package on the front step?
Okay. So,
yes, I've seen it.
So you've seen screenshots that
Sure.
Deputy Chief Keleher sent you, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Let's think this through. The deputy chief is away on vacation. He asks Gallagher to go by his home to pick up a package. Is it really necessary to send a screenshot of it? Does Gallagher have trouble recognizing a package when he sees one? But let's pretend this isn't a lie and play along. If a friend once showed you a screenshot from their security camera, would you really remember with certainty exactly what that image showed? Would you be so confident in that memory that you'd dismiss the idea of simply double-checking? How can he be sure that the street wasn't cropped out? The footage would have likely solved the entire case, which is exactly why he didn't want to see it.
But you've never looked at the actual application to see what it might encapsulate or what it might capture generally.
We've compared what we have our cameras set up as. We had communicated about security at our houses multiple times. I know it captured the front door and a portion of the front lawn.
The testimony that two Canton police officers once compared their home security camera systems honestly sounds like the setup to a bad joke. Just because they'd casually discussed the specifics in the past doesn't justify a police detective, of all people, completely dismiss the possibility that Keleher's camera might have captured something critical. Even something subtle, like the reflection of a headlight, could help establish a timeline.
Do you believe that it would have been best practices to go ahead and secure that footage so we don't have to take anybody's word for it? We could actually look at the footage ourselves.
I didn't do that.
Do you think that would have been best practices to do that, just to have belt and suspenders? So there's no question about whether or not that camera that's facing, at least it's facing directly across the street, might have captured something of interest on the morning of January 29th, 2022.
To me, there was no expectation that it had captured anything, so I didn't think it was practical.
So because of your expectation, you didn't seek the footage and you didn't secure the footage.
Because of my knowledge and expectation, yes.
And you now know that that footage is gone.
Witness after witness has taken the stand and willingly shredded their own credibility, as a detective, as a police officer, and as human beings. One after another, they've chosen to act like they're completely incompetent, as if their absurd decisions and contradictions are somehow normal procedure. What they may not realize is that these decisions will follow them for the rest of their lives. The lies, the gaslighting, the willful ignorance, it doesn't end when the trial does. Credibility is very easy to lose and nearly impossible to recover.